This is a special report for update 1.2 conflict.
So let's start with balancing and changes. One of the aspect of the changes is that, yeah, you have guaranteed stuff in specific activities, but you actually can get any type of loot across all the activities, right?
So, yeah, so for example, with the gear sets, you know already that we have a specific gear set which is in the Dark Zone, which is the Nomad gear set, and the other one you can get them from the Incursion. We still want some specific activities to guarantee you a specific type of item, so usually a specific gear set. But at the same time, we don't want to force the player to play an activity that they might not want to play just because they want that specific gear set. So each activity will guarantee you a specific gear set or several of them, but everywhere you play, every activity you do, you will still have a chance to have any kind of loot from the game.
Nice.
It will take a little bit longer, but yeah.
We're going to go through some search and destroy stuff to kick things off because there's a system in place, so you guys.
Yeah,
can,
we haven't
can
said
do.
much about it.
No, we actually haven't.
in the trailer, but that's
Here we
something
go.
that we haven't talked about.
All right, so these are new things that you can find on the boards inside the safe houses. So, that's cool.
you need first of all to clear a name zone of all the encounters and side mission, and then if you go to the safe house, you can interact with the board.
Good. You don't have to clear the intel,
No,
right?
no,
okay,
no,
so
no,
right,
no.
okay.
No,
All right.
no, just the encounters and the side missions.
right.
So search and
Exactly.
destroy, random events that spawn in different name zone where you get to kill, find and kill groups of NPCs, so they are encounters. And each time you clear one of those encounters, you will get one token, one intel token.
Yes, and there's also something called critical zones as well, right?
Yep.
So that's
So-
I don't know if we can see that on the map. Are any of these critical?
Yeah, it's just below the Dark Zone, in the south of the Dark Zone.
Nice.
So we want the player to explore the whole open world. We don't want them to just farm one specific area. So every time that you play the game, there will always be one critical safe house, where if you do the search and destroy in that area, you will get twice the intel token that you will need later on to unlock the high value targets. So it's a cool way to move around and explore the whole open world.
And so then when you clear this critical area, a new critical area is...
There is always
selected.
a critical area in the world, and every time we clear one, another one becomes
So you could just
critical.
keep doing critical stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. Really
So
nice.
you actually do have to do the 3 search and destroy to get the extra reward. Or how does it
So every time we complete one encounter, we get one intel token. But the whole idea is to clear the name zone, so there are already always 3 of them. And if we complete the 3 of them, then we can go back to the board and get 2 extra intel token on top of that.
Great.
Yeah.
What's the kind of highest gear score items that I could ever get from doing these kind of activities?
Well, generosity, but as we said, generosity with tougher challenge. So there are different, several difficulty levels for the high value target missions. And of course, the most challenging ones will reward you with the best loot. So either a 204 high-end or a 240 gear set.
Nice. Okay.
And then at the same time, we gather the tokens. And with those tokens, we added two new NPCs in the base of operation. And with those tokens, which are Intel token, we can buy and unlock some contracts and go and hunt our high-value targets.
Perfect. And, here we go. We're going to see
Okay,
this
so
in
we're
just a
back on-
second. So actually, if you walked into the base of operations and turn right, this is where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
I think by the doggies, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Security wing.
And so you have 2 NPCs there now.
Yep. So we have 2 NPCs, one that offer daily contracts and another one that offer weekly contracts. The daily ones are a little bit cheaper and slightly easier. The weekly one are usually more challenging.
Come on, Gabe. What are you going to do?
So these are the high risk.
Yeah.
So these are the ones these ones you can't really solo, the high risk. Huh?
You can try it.
You can try?
You can nothing.
I think you probably could if you were patient and really tactical.
Yeah,
You
but the
probably do
high
it.
risk one are sort of one try. So basically, you try it out. If you don't succeed on your first try, you will have to buy it again.
Okay.
The other one you can try as long as you want.
All right. What's
So
Gabe going
here
to do?
we are. the iris target is here. One thing important to notice: as soon as we unlock a new contract for a kill list, there is a timer that goes off. We have a certain amount of time to go and kill that target.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you can only pick one at a time.
Yeah, only one at a time.
Yeah. So here it's level 31.
So it's not the most challenging kill list. The NPCs are here level 31.
On the most challenging ones, what level do they go up to? Is it still 32
It can
or
go
33,
up to
34?
level 32,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
And so these NPCs are actually like they spawn when you pick the contract, right? You're not going to bump into them.
No,
when you're
you,
running.
no. You have to.
You really have to trigger the
You have to
search and
trigger
destroy
the
or high
activity.
value target.
Yeah.
And here's the boss.
Okay.
And so here you get the
So some reward, Phoenix credit, and nice, a pistol.
but 182.
182, yes, and that was not the most challenging activity. It could have been a 204 if
Because
it
this
was
one
the
was
most.
high value and not high risk.
Yeah.
So quite even just now comparing it to the Darkzone right now, getting 182 weapon is the best weapon that you can
You could get before in the
get
Darkzone,
in the
yes.
Darkzone.
Yeah.
So just doing that activity is kind of already matching what you could get there, and
Yeah.
you don't even
Yeah.
have to extract it. So
Yeah.
I like that.
There we are, 201 and plus gear score. So he just started in the north of it, and in the north you will face level 34 NPCs. So yeah, really tough. You will have to be really coordinated with your team and be extra careful. But at the same time, the reward from those NPCs is the best reward you can have in the game. Guaranteed 204.
Guys, tech is
And
up.
that's also
Tech is
a
up.
nice thing. So Division
Gold.
Tech in this Darkzone bracket.
You will not see anything else than orange Division Tech in that bracket.
So only high end.
Only high-end. Yeah, not orange. High-end. So every time you saw a green, a blue Division Tech before, that will now be a high-end.
Planning
you
on
drop?
ending
What
this
did you
part
drop?
here, but I'd love to see Gabe try Q building because
That was
that's
a-
always
that
Was
a
that a mod? Awesome.
We were-
So that's the
At level 32.
level
mod.
32 mod.
Yeah.
Nice.
So one thing for that
actually that is
Headshot damage.
that is like ridiculously good.
that's a pretty cool mod. But it's pretty funny. So we decided as well to increase the chance of dropping weapons in the Darkzone because there is no way to recalibrate your weapon, so it's much harder to find the weapon that you are looking for. And of course, by increasing the chance of dropping weapons, the chance of dropping mods actually decreased. And one more
Just to
high-end.
prove,
Yeah.
and high end again. And so just about this Darkzone bracket, also the supply drops are also providing like high end items. And
The supply drops. So in that bracket,
everywhere, actually.
every bracket above level 30
Mhm.
will every supply drop. Oh, there we are in Qbildy. Every supply drop will provide at least high-end items with actually quite a big chance of gear sets in those as well. And
All
in the
gear
north
sets or just Darkzone gear sets?
all gear sets.
Okay.
And now players will have to protect their loot when it's attached to the rope. So
Nice.
anybody can come and either attach his bag on the rope or hijack the extraction and actually cut the rope.
Nice.
So every item that is attached to the rope will drop on the floor for everybody else to pick it up. One thing important to say is that as soon as you push the button to start cutting the rope, you will be rogue. So of course, other players can actually defend themselves and prevent you from.
Yeah, that was the
cutting
biggest
rope.
concern. Well, that I heard straight after the trailer dropping is that people were like, "Well, if someone tries to get my stuff
What
and
can
I try
do?
and shoot them, am I going to go rogue?"
No,
That
of
makes no
course
sense.
not.
No, they
So that's
are-
not going to
yeah.
happen. Don't worry about that. You will have the chance to defend yourself with no repercussions, which is good.
And you have so much loot on the ground. You cannot pick everything up. You have to choose. You have to. And there is a lot of stress going on. So here we go.
Nice.
So here it tries.
3
so
bags.
You see, you're back now. You're at 60 seconds actually for the departure time, which is also a change to give a bit more time.
And
for
you can also see
expansion.
the pushback here
Yeah.
on the.
So as long as the rogue is cutting the rope, and there we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. There's a lot of stuff.
loot.
Although it's interesting because it could actually be that someone puts a single item on an extraction as a diversion.
Almost.
Of course.
So one last thing that is being added to the Darkzone also is the sealed cache.
Yep.
So this is a new
I love
approach
these.
to actually getting items. So what are the sealed cache?
Oh, but the stash.
So yeah, there's that.
So here we are in a
We almost
Darkzone
didn't
checkpoint.
notice.
We mentioned it this morning, but a lot of people would have missed that. So asking this for a long time,
Yeah.
having more access to the stash. Obviously, sometimes you get a full stash and you have to deal with going back to the base of operations and taking that time out of your loop. But you won't have to do that
If
anymore.
you want to
So
stay in
that's
the Darkzone, then you can just stay in the Darkzone.
So
You go
there
to the checkpoint.
There is a stash in every checkpoint.
Every checkpoint of the Darkzone.
in the
you
safe
have a
houses
stash.
as well, or just the checkpoints?
We still have the stash in the safe houses,
Cool.
but you don't have to like fast travel through the safe house, go back to the Darkzone. So yeah, here is the stash. And what are the sealed caches
So
then?
let's go back to sealed cache. So yeah, this. So yeah, you see the items that have been extracted.
So those are items that can drop from NPCs in the Darkzone.
Named
as
NPCs or any NPC?
any NPCs.
Okay.
But only the named one will drop items or
Yeah.
gear set ones.
Okay.
And so there is something in that seal cache, but of course
Okay.
you don't know what is
So
there.
you can see actually just contain. You see that it contains a high-end item and a range of Darkzone founds
Yeah.
and Division Tech.
And
That's
Division
really
Tech.
cool, especially I hadn't thought about this before. That the Darkzone funds, because people are trying to find other ways to get Darkzone funds right
Yeah.
now. There seems to be a shortage, and I feel the same because I need to buy more blueprints, man.
Yeah,
So-
that's also a way to get them, and also the Division Tech is nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's a new source of Darkzone funds. We did not nerf the rest of the Darkzone fund drops to replace
Okay.
that increase
that's
in terms of funds.
That's
So a
additional.
net
So
increase.
That's net increase of Darkzone funds and Division Tech. So
All right.
let's see
Yeah.
what's going on.
Okay,
What do you
okay,
have?
open them now. Come on.
what you get. What you get.
Knee pads.
Knee pads,
3
of course.
Division Tech.
204, 3 Division Tech, yeah.
4K
Nice.
DZ funds. I like that. That's the equivalent of, 10 drops.
Yeah, 10 drops
funds.
of. Whoa!
Whoa! What?
And, yeah,
And a
you-
bonus?
and a
You can get a bonus.
All right,
as
we're
well.
gonna check that afterwards. Gabe, open the other ones.
So we
Okay,
not-
we did not rig this.
we
I
didn't
promise.
script that.
We were like, I hope these are other things. That's quite cool too.
It's
The
204.
covert SRS.
Okay.
And of course, there is different levels. There is different levels on the
Okay.
on the division, the seal caches, depending
Yeah.
on which NPC dropped it.
Yeah.
So it can goes up from.
But you can
100
get 240s from those.
You can get
set
to
ones as well.
40 if you.
Oh,
What?
oh no!
That's pretty cool.
Hey,
Too
Gabe.
bad you won't get to keep it.
Too bad it's not on the live environment. Oh man,
Sorry.
sad.
Sorry.
Okay, so already you can see the signs of graffiti and those sorts of things, which are clear signs of the Rikers.
And also we will notice that, so gear score 160 actually. So this the requirements
Mhm.
for.
It's the recommended gear score.
The recommended gear
That's
score.
the hard mode. So it's the same as the
Yeah.
current Falcon Lost.
So yeah, contrary to what people may have seen in their map in the game for months now, it's not 220. It's actually
Oh, so we are
Okay.
at night.
nice.
That's the Rikers shooting down.
So we did
one
say
of
they're
those.
shooting down the aircraft.
Yeah, there you go. So that looks like where we're headed. Well, I'm glad we got nighttime, like you said. This is cool. Very nice. Trolls.
You
Troll
actually
friend.
need to be much more mobile in this incursion compared to Falcon Lost. Like you're not going
Yeah.
to like camp one spot and just.
Yeah, obviously there are multiple strategies for Falcon Lost. People find themselves down in the pit or generators or down to the left side there. But this is an entirely different ball game, for lack of a better term. We're not going to go through the whole thing today, but so right now we're in what we would call the first part,
the first
'cause
combat peak,
It's
yeah.
a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So in Falcon Lost, you basically get into the fight very quickly. I mean, you have a few drones to basically introduce you to the fact that there are drones. But then in this, can you take us through what this first part is in your world? What does this
Yeah,
mean?
so this very first speed works as a bit of a like a gear check for the players. If they if you have a hard time getting through this, you're gonna let's just say that you won't have a particularly good time when you get to the final combat encounter. And to make people happy, there are checkpoints.
Okay, so there's a
after-
checkpoint after this.
Yes, there is a checkpoint after
All
this.
right. Okay, so it's not like you're going to have to go right.
redo the whole
You won't have to redo it.
Nice. Okay, because I know that was a big concern with people. Because I was seeing, I was talking to Gabe, who's run this a few times before. Obviously, in Falcon Lost, you can kind of get away with not having a tank or someone with that kind of makeup. In Clear Sky, that's not really going to be the best way to run things.
So specifically, like for Clear Sky, you really need to get your different roles in order. I mean, you need a dedicated tank. You need people focusing on like different areas and different targets. Because if you leave the wrong mob alive, you're gonna have a terrible time.
Obviously, yeah, you're prioritizing like different targets like snipers and shotgunners.
Yeah.
And like we said earlier, those level 34 shotgunners and snipers have been, nerfed a little bit, so people will be happy with that. But it's still, obviously, your kill priorities are very, very important here.
It might seem easy watching it playing right now, but it's not.
Gabe's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
Much better than me.
with the gear they have,
Yeah,
they should probably aim for the challenge mode.
That's true. They are good enough for challenge
Right now
mode.
it's the hard mode. And here is the system.
Somehow Gabe was not comfortable enough and was like, I don't want to die on
Yeah.
stream. I'm going to do the hard mode.
The challenge mode is going to come out 1 week after the hard mode.
Yes.
Correct. So people don't be frightened if when you log in on Tuesday you have access to just the hard mode.
Yeah.
Challenge mode will be in the reset after that, or soon after. We'll communicate on that and let you know exactly when that's coming
Maybe
in.
with the weekly reset, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's spoil it. If you don't want to be spoiled with the gear sets, you might want to
Turn away now.
Which one are we starting with?
Final measure.
Striker, we know this one. Final measure. Okay, let's do final measure then.
So that's when it's we can probably call it the tanky support set. So it gives you quite a lot of exotic damage resilience. That's pretty cool if you want to protect yourself from those damn sticky bomb explosive bullets in the Darkzone, or even the mortars in the different incursions. Some protection from elite to increase your survivability. And then there is the really cool force bonus, which is, so basically it works with grenades. So every time you throw out a grenade and actually damage an NPC or another player with it, you will earn a buff. And with that buff, as long as it's active, you just step inside the area of an incoming grenade and you will automatically defuse it, and it will reward you with another grenade. That also work with the mortars in the Incursion. So that's actually a pretty cool way
You can defuse the mortars in the Incursion?
You can defuse the mortar with that set. But it requires, as we said, to change a little bit your playstyle, because you have to throw grenades, do damage with them every time you want to get the buff. So it's really a supportive tanky set.
That's cool.
What do you have? Hunter? Yeah, let's go for Hunter's Face.
Hunter's Face. So that one is we could call it the marksman rifle set. And we talked about the fact that with those gear sets, we want to bring some love to some of the underwhelming weapons. So that one, we have the marksman rifle set. It's probably not the most unused weapon, we know that, but we still want that set to be designed for those weapons, so that's why we have that bonus on it, which gives you more crit damage for your marksman rifle and more damage to elite. And the bonus itself, so it's designed for long-range encounter. So basically every time you land a shot with a bullet, depending on the distance where you are from your target, you will earn resistance buff. The longer the shot, the more resistance you get, and that buff will protect you from the next bullet you will receive.
Not 100%.
No, not 100%, but it will definitely increase. That can go above your armor cap.
So it's really for the long range sniper.
It's really for the long range, because that's where you will get the most out of it. But it kind of works as well with mid-range, close range, but of course the protection we'll get from it will be...
So we just glossed over it a little bit, but you won't go above... You will go above the armor cap.
With that set, yes.
Yeah. So if you're already at 75% capped armor, you will still get benefit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
Next one. Lone Star.
Oh, that one is cool.
Oh yeah, I like
so
this.
here you're directly now. Yeah.
Give it to me.
First of all, ammo capacity, and you will quickly understand why. And then we can see in the other bonus the actually pretty big increase in LMG and shotgun damage. That's basically, I'd like to see that set as the shotgun set. And for that, we need to look at the force talent on it. So what happened every time you holster your weapon, so basically every time you switch your weapon or just change to get a skill, every time your weapon is holstered, it's automatically reloaded.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically, if you run that set with 2 shotguns,
Yes.
You
Or 3
can-
shotguns.
or 3 shotguns,
shotgun.
Yes.
you can just empty your magazine, switch,
Boom.
get your second shotgun, empty your magazine, switch, etc., without having to reload.
Oh, that
one.
is so good.
And so it's a Predator.
Oh, the last one is the evil
What do we
one,
got on this one?
evil one. So a little bit more range for your weapons, and that one will be more the assault rifle set, because we give assault rifle damage on top of that, and pistol damage if you want to use it with ballistic shield pistol.
Oh, you gotta
for
bleed.
example.
Who
You
would
gotta
do
bleed
that?
those.
Who
Bleed
would do
those
that?
runners. Yeah, come on. You gotta get.
And then there is the force talent. The force talent, every time you hit 10 bullets on a single target, so there is a counter, and every time you land the 10th bullet, you will automatically apply a bleed effect to that target, and the bleed effect will do the exact same amount of damage that the 10th bullet did in the first place.
Yes.
The counter reset if you switch target, but that's really cool.
That's really cool.
That one is especially in the dark zone, or even with the NPCs, because you can shoot an NPC, but for example, he will take cover, so you will lose a lot of DPS because you cannot shoot him while he is in cover. But if you manage to get the bleed out,
Yeah, it's
you
basically
will
double damage.
yeah.
Which is
it's
awesome.
almost double your damage.
public service announcement. The PvE content, the search and destroy missions, and the high value targets. Just a little bonus, please go and clear out as much as you can, because you will only get those in the zones that you have cleared of all the encounters and side missions.
It's not published yet, but we can tell you patch notes will be coming on Monday.
Nice.